Hey guys, it's Captain Harris. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Summer of Fun.
We're back again.
Yeah, so today's video is one that's been requested quite a few times. I never planned on doing it.
Shockingly.
Yeah, but we are going to both put together our own 90s era set list if Maiden ever revisited the 90s and did a
It's
tour.
been something that fans have brought up for a long time. It's like, oh, well, they've done all the 80s tours. Maybe they should revisit the 90s next. I can't see it happening.
No, absolutely not. I don't see it happening, but a lot of people have requested this video.
It would be cool. And, you
Yeah.
know, so we're going to look at it. So obviously we've got 4 albums to pick from. We've
Yes.
got No Prayer, Fear the Dark, X Factor, Virtual 11.
Yeah.
We've both gone for a slightly different flavor with how we view the set list. I believe you've gone for more of a realistic,
Yeah.
and I've gone more for like a really pinning down the 90s only.
I can't put together a Maiden set list without taking into account the way that they do things, and like, you know, you have to have certain songs in the set, so.
I arranged mine as close as I could to the way that they would, you know, if they decided to play these songs, it would be in this order.
Yeah.
So shall I go first with
Yeah.
my imagined 90s set list? So, and I actually really struggled with this. I spent over an hour trying to put this together to try and make something cohesive. Now, a lot of people are going to be saying, well, of course they have to come out to Be Quick or Be Dead. I disagree. I think at this point in their career, I cannot imagine them running out to a fast banger like Be Quick or Be Dead in their 60s and 70s. I think the best opening song would be Future Real. I think that song is just great, and coming from, you know, what people call the worst album, I think it's one of the strongest songs from the Blaze era. Great fast-paced song, very short. Blast out to that, Future Real, I would love to see live. Second song, so 1-2 punch, we get Holy Smoke. So right into No Prayer.
Yeah.
Super fun song, you know, kind of like I don't want to compare it to 2 minutes, but like, you know,
Yeah.
two fun songs right off the bat, high energy songs, and it's fun. I'd kind of like to hear that song. Number 3, we're finally going to get to X Factor with Blood on the World's Hands.
Oh, I'm surprised.
So yeah, we're going to go deep. We're going to slow it down a bit, and I think Blood on the World's Hands would be a great live kind of debut with Bruce.
Yeah.
For a third song. Fourth song for me is Lord of the Flies. So we're kicking it up again. We've already seen Bruce play it. I think they could definitely pull it out again.
Doing your worlds where they shift over to the X Factor.
Exactly, X Factor, and then we go back to Virtual 11 for the Klansman for number 5. And I know we've seen the Klansman, they played it recently, but if it's a 90s set list, there's no way you can not have it in there.
I don't agree.
Fair enough.
As you will see by my set
Well,
list.
I would say it's the most popular song on Virtual 11, so why wouldn't it go in there? My number 6, going to Fear of the Dark, finally, Afraid to Shoot Strangers. Yeah. I believe that, you know, we're getting close to the middle of the set now. I think that's a good one to kind of reset things. And then number 7, Man on the Edge, another kind of short banger. There's a lot of short songs in the 90s.
There is. I added up the time on my set list. I'm like, oh, this is surprisingly within range of what I was going for.
I would love to hear Man on the Edge.
Yeah.
And then number 8, so we're looking at kind of the bigger songs now. Sign of the Cross. I think maybe that was song number 8, 9, or 10 on Legacy.
It changed, didn't it?
It did change. It became 6.
Yeah, it was middle of the set for one of them and near the end for the other.
I believe, and I'd have to check, but I believe in 2018 and 19 it was the 8th song in the set.
Yeah.
And then in 2022 it was the 6th song.
It was like
it
really
came up
early.
way too soon. So that's pretty much the centerpiece. And then number 9, From Here to Eternity. I already know where Steph's going to have that in the set, so I wanted to put it somewhere different, which is to, you know, after Sign of the Cross on that somber note, you know, just have a everybody clap along type song. And then from there, we do more Fear of the Dark with Fear is the Key, which is a personal favorite of mine, and there's no chance they would ever play this, but just as a little gem from me to you, Fear is the Key. And then number 11, we got the title track, No Prayer for the Dying. It's not as long as I thought it was.
No, it is. I was surprised by how short it was, too.
And I think it's one of the best songs on the album. And, of course, doing the title track, it represents the album more as a whole. So I don't know if they played it in the 90s.
I think. I think they might have. I was looking at a few set lists to kind of get an idea of what they did play back then, and I think I don't know.
Let us know.
I'll check after this video.
And then finally, we get to a song we all know we're going to hear, "Fear of the Dark," at number 12. And then the only thing I left in from all tours is number 13 is Iron Maiden, of course. You can't have a show without Iron Maiden in it. The band goes off, wow, we did a great 90s set. We're not going to play any 80s stuff, even in the encore. So they're going to come out to Be Quick or Be Dead.
Okay.
We know it's not going to be at full speed, especially towards the end of the show. It's going to be a bit slowed down, but I think they could do it.
Yeah.
It's very short. It's only 3.5 minutes long. And then second song of the encore is "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter," a song that nobody's heard in a very long time, but they got awards for that song.
I know. I really don't like that song.
It's not a great song.
It's really funny that it was what was it? Their only one song that ever went number one.
Right. I mean, they were kind of at their peak financially, at least, in 1990 or whatever, but they certainly weren't at the top of their game writing wise.
No.
But I think they have to play that song if it was going to be a 90s. And then my absolute crazy idea is that the 16th song, the final song of the set, bear with me, "Angel and the Gambler."
Are you serious?
Yeah. I think it's famous in the way that other songs are famous for being so great. This one is so famous for being their lowest point that I thought, how cool would it be to just represent Virtual 11 right at the end, play the worst song we have, but they make it awesome. I mean, okay, first time hearing it with Bruce, you see the band, you've never seen this band play this song before. You drop balls from the sky onto the crowd.
I think I'd be nearing the same amount of upset I was when Death of the Celts started
No, hear
playing.
me out. I mean,
no, I'm not hearing you out.
Can I explain? Beach balls with Eddie's face on it come down. I mean, just turn it into a party. Don't you think I can save you?
Well,
with Bruce. I mean, imagine Bruce doing it. Don't you think I can save your life? Ah, yeah. It'd be great. And everyone will be dancing. They end it with a dance party. All the pyro goes into that song. Eddie comes out. He tips his hat.
Why couldn't you party to "From Here to Eternity"? And that's a good song.
You absolutely could. But I'm just saying, if we're doing a 90s set, the least song you would expect is "Angel and the Gambler." So pull it out and make people love it.
Yeah, just like Death of the Celts.
No, it's a different kind of song.
I don't like that idea.
I think it would be fun.
Well, nice job. Excellent work.
Thank you.
Now it's my turn. This actually didn't take me quite as long as I thought it would. I put all the songs that I wanted to hear on a list. I was going album by album, and surprisingly, it was this is, 16 songs, so hopefully it's all within the time limit and I can work with this. So I just, rearranged them how I thought Maiden would do it. So, I was thinking they have, their intro tape. They haven't done, a real intro tape
since Book of Souls?
Well, no. Was Legacy had it with Aces High.
Right.
Senjutsu didn't have one, though, on
No.
2022. So it's been a little bit since they've had an intro tape. So I thought, do an intro tape. A lot of the music videos back then had, the really bad 90s CGI and stuff like that. I think it would be endearing to do something like that. Make it,
like an Ed Hunter type
make
thing?
It, intentionally kind of... Campy, yes. So do, sort of an Ed Hunter. Also, Angel and the Gambler had some pretty bad CGI in that video. It's good for the time, but bad for now. But I think it would be endearing to do a callback to that. And so after that, they bust out into the same as you said, Future Real.
I'm glad you came to the same realization.
I don't want that set to open with Be Quick or Be Dead.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
No, I don't think it would feel right. So I chose Future Real as well. And we got a 1-2 punch with Man on the Edge next.
Okay.
I thought that would be sort of If Eternity Should Fail and Speed of Light.
So we get two Blaze songs.
Bang.
Two Blaze songs right out of the gate.
Aces High, 2 minutes.
Right. Yeah, these two songs are just like Aces High.
No, I'm just saying, I like the punch of, two really, oh, wow, they're doing another crazy one.
Yeah, just Caught Somewhere in Time, Stranger in a Strange Lands, just
Yeah. I mean, Stranger's a little more subdued, but...
It's still
in
wow.
my opinion. And then my third song is No Prayer for the Dying, where they...
Early. That's coming in early.
Yeah, I realized it's not a very long song, and it's like, after you got those two, it's like, okay, give them a little break, they'll go into the slower intro of that, and Bruce doesn't have to work super hard. I mean, he hits some notes on that, but everybody gets a little break until the middle of the song. And after that, we've got Judas Be My Guide.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that one to pop up.
What, you didn't think to put that in yours?
No, I've always thought of that song as like pretty well disliked.
I like it. We listened to it in the car the other day. I'm like, hey, this is,
I don't think it's a
good.
bad song.
And, I want some weird stuff. I like when they pull stuff out of their hat,
Yeah.
So, number 5, I've got Afraid to Shoot Strangers, which I think must be included because it's the best, like one of the best songs of the 90s.
Absolutely.
And I personally, like, the reason I really didn't want to do this video is because the 90s is my least favorite era of Maiden songs.
I think most people would agree.
And I can't see them ever bringing it back just because it wasn't popular enough. But yeah, just nothing much to say about that. You just have to include it. And then after that, I've got Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. And like I mentioned, when James said that in his... I'm not a big fan of that song, but the fact that it went number 1 and it was like their only song to do that, like, I feel like you have to play it. Obviously, a lot of people like it.
I also think it'll be one of the few songs that the crowd will be able to sing along to.
Right. So, it's quick. It's 4 minutes and 44 seconds, so,
Freddy Krueger can come out.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger Eddie can come out.
Freddy Eddie.
And then here's where I went a little different. Because they played Klansman for like 2018 through 2022, I feel like we should do a little something different from Virtual 11.
Okay.
And I went for When Two Worlds Collide, because when I listened to that, when I listened to that when we were preparing for the song game, it's like, this isn't a bad song. And I feel like it would be, again, interesting to just like pull something kind of crazy out that they haven't done in a really long time. Like Judas Be My Guide was one from Fear of the Dark. I think that this one would be a cool one to do from Virtual 11. And it's a longer one. Like, there's not very many long songs in this set.
Again, it'll be a Bruce first.
So I feel like it would like kind of, fill it out a bit more.
Okay.
And then after that, we've got Blood on the World's Hands.
Yes.
So that's kind of like my middle, bigger, centerpiece thing is Blood on the World's Hands. I know none of these are long enough to really be the centerpiece, like, like Book of Souls was for the Book of Souls tour or anything. I feel like Fear of the Dark would have to be like a centerpiece for something in the 90s, but they play Fear of the Dark at every show.
Well, that's why I put mine as Sign of the Cross.
So, well, I've got Sign of the Cross in here too, but that's not yet. So I looked back on some of the old 90s set lists, especially the early 90s, and just to try to see like other songs from other eras that they played during that tour. So I've put in 22 Acacia Avenue.
They were playing that back then?
Yep, in the No Prayer tour and Fear of the Dark. That was in both those set lists. So I think that would be an absolute crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
It's still kind of a callback to the 90s because they did play it on some of those tours. They didn't play it with Blaze, I don't think, but still, I love that song. I'd love to hear it, and I think it would make a worthy addition to the set list.
Absolutely.
And then after that, I've got Holy Smoke.
All right.
Yeah, so you kind of get the two, again, another 2 bangers in a row. So you have the Nice Fun 22, Nice Fun Holy Smoke, and then we go into Sign of the Cross.
Okay.
So.
Nice epic.
Yes. And after Sign of the Cross, it segues right into Fear of the Dark and Iron Maiden.
Oh, wow.
They're
Sign of the
typical.
Cross into Fear of the Dark.
Yeah. I just thought,
Not going to do a nice little short song between those?
No.
Okay.
Nope. I think that's the way I would want to see it. So after Iron Maiden, lights go down. Silence for a while. Everybody's like, woo!
Stop playing the 90s.
And then Yannick comes out to a spotlight to Lord of the Flies.
Yes, love that.
I think that would be a really cool first encore song myself. And then we've got The Trooper. I've been inspired by the last couple tours where they put Trooper in the encore. And, it's the 90s. So, everybody wants to hear The Trooper. And if you put it in the encore, that will keep the casual fans there.
Yeah, well, I'm not leaving until I hear Trooper.
Yep, so that'll keep the casual fans there until the encore at least. And then, as he mentioned, my final song is From Here to Eternity.
Oh, and describe how you'd like them to end it with that?
I've described it before, but I think that, I think it was like Live at Donington or something like that, where the version of this had them just doing the ding, 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 like extended, so Bruce could like introduce band members, have a little speech, and then play with the crowd where they would go, "Hell ain't a bad place," and then have everybody sing it, and it would go on and on. And then you blast back into like the solos and stuff. And at the end, you would have all the pyro and explosions and stuff going on. I know they don't do confetti, but it would even be cool to drop some confetti. I guess
too dangerous with all the pyro.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't do that with pyro, but maybe after the pyro's ended, like...
Bubbles.
No.
Okay.
We're not doing bubbles. But yeah, I just think it could be a really cool, really explosive ending. They haven't done an outro song, like a final song of the set, since like Running Free, where Bruce took a moment to like introduce the band, and Steve was just whittling around on the bass.
I would love to see. We still haven't even seen that, like where they used to, especially in the 2000s, where they say Miss Dave Murray.
Well, we saw that they did that on our first show with Running Free.
Oh yeah,
And
okay.
Did they close with Running Free on Maiden England too?
I think so.
So we got to see that, but they haven't done it in a really long time. And this song is amazing. Like, it's a really great rocker. And there's a moment in there where you would have the chance to do that. And I would love to see them do that again.
Yeah.
And so my set list is an 87-minute runtime, and I said that leaves buffer for backdrop changes, intro tape, extended final song, and, Iron Maiden can sometimes
we are right on the same line, because mine's 88 minutes.
Okay. And Iron Maiden, they always hold out those, like, Iron Maiden's gonna get...
Yeah, so that one's extended.
They put that out sometimes for, like, minutes at a time, like that final part at some of our shows. So,
there's even time for a 17th song, really.
Yeah, but, I mean, that would give, like, about 10 minutes of buffer time for everything else that they have to do. So, It was easy. This is 16 songs. It was fairly easy for me because I know what I want to hear, and I know, like, looking back at the set list, like, okay, that's one of the classic songs I could add in with Acacia Avenue, and a lot of people would bitch that there's no Hallowed, no Larry's Trooper, but no Number of the Beast.
Run to the Hills,
Run
2
to the
minutes,
yeah,
Aces
but
High.
it's just why I don't think there would ever be a 90s set list.
There won't be. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like they would have to be around for another 15 years for them to finally get to that.
It was never big enough. Even for another 15 years, I don't think they would get to it. It just wasn't big enough, and I don't think there's enough fanfare for it.
No.
So
I don't think there ever will be.
No. So I would be happy to see, like, that set list I put together, but it definitely wouldn't be, like, up there with my favorites.
It would be something that's like, let's just do this for 1 year.
Yeah, maybe 6 months.
Yeah, well, obviously. But it's like, I don't really know if I want to see either of these set lists.
No.
But
I mean,
it would be different. If it was like something where they were like, hey, we're going to do smaller venues.
Like, if there was songs in here, like, let's see, like, obviously I'd like to see Future Real or Man on the Edge. I don't feel like I have to. Don't need to see No Prayer. Judas Be My Guide. Can't be bothered. Afraid to Shoot Strangers I've seen and would be happy to see again. Bring Your Daughter, no. Two Worlds Collide. Fine if I do, fine if I don't. Blood on the World's Hands, I would like to see.
Yeah.
22 Acacia Avenue, I've never seen. Oh my god, I would love to see it. I would love to see 22 Acacia Avenue, but that's not 90s, that's 80s. I just put it in there because it was included in some of the 90s set lists. Holy Smoke, no thank you. Sign of the Cross, I've seen. Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, obviously not. Lord of the Flies, again. Same with Acacia Avenue.
The thing is, just like Legacy, like, I think they should... Going forward, they should pepper in some 90s songs again, just here and there.
Yeah.
Just some shorter ones. Like, I'd love to hear Future Real, Man on the Edge.
Yeah. And obviously From Here to Eternity, I've been begging for ages.
Yeah.
But that's what, like, 1, 2, 3, 4 songs, really, that I haven't heard yet that I would be like, oh my god, I really need to see it. One of those is an 80s song.
It would definitely be cool, but, like, I just know
Not
the
for
crowd...
long.
The crowd behind me, if we were on the front, like, I can't imagine the crowd's reaction to, like, if they didn't look up the set list, like, what this is gonna do.
Right.
But of the two set lists that you guys have seen, which one do you think is better?
Yeah.
And do you think, well, first of all, would you like Maiden to do a 90s tour? And two, do you think it's even plausible for them to consider a 90s tour?
Yeah, and also let us know below if there was any songs that neither of us included that you would like to see.
I already know what's going to come up. Tail Gunner.
Yeah, neither of us. Neither of us like Tail Gunner, and that's what we were talking about. Like we didn't like reveal our set list to each other, but like he was like, I just didn't even find a place for Tail Gunner.
It just doesn't work anywhere. I just don't like the song at all.
No, I don't either.
But anyway. So that's our 90s set list.
That's that. You've all been, not all of you, but some of you have been asking for it, so there it is.
And I think all that this has proven with the 90s set list is that we need to hear 22 Acacia Avenue.
Yeah. And from here, oh, hi, Kat. She was meowing, so she came to hang out with us while we did our video. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. If you want early access to videos, chats, and more, you can go sign up to our Patreon, where I post videos like this 3 days to 1 week early. And you can come hang out. I make posts on a weekly basis, and it's just a good time. So
we're coming towards the end of Summer of Fun at this point. We got a few videos left to go.
Yeah. I mean, we're about halfway point.
And then after that, we're waiting for the tour.
Oh my god, it's coming up so fast, like legit. So I haven't really revealed where we're going yet, but let it be a surprise. You know, I have said a couple places here and there, but if you haven't seen it, let it be a surprise. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.